Hello, Vidargavia here, and welcome to this tutorial about Minecraft 1.13 creeper farms. We're going to try and create in this tutorial the simplest possible Minecraft 1.13 creeper farm. Just to give you an idea of what we're doing is we're going to investigate the mechanics around creepers a little bit, which you can see some of behind me here, and then I'm going to try and figure out from that what the optimal spawning platform is, and then finally we're going to build the spawning platform at the bottom of the world and at the top of the world, just to see how spawning will be affected by the 1.13 updates with water surrounding you if you're down low and stuff like that, and drowned spawning everywhere. So that's what we're going to do. Now, first things first, guys. If we have a creeper here, if we go away sort of 24 blocks or so to here and put ourselves in survival mode, he won't follow us or anything. But if we go nearer than 16 blocks, all of a sudden he's on our tail and we're in trouble, right? So they will follow players up to 16 blocks away. Now, they will spawn no nearer than 24 blocks to the player. So, assuming that it was dark here and things like that, if I stood on this trapdoor here, they would spawn 6 blocks away from this box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, from here and backwards, right? Furthermore, just like any old mob, right, they will not move at all if we are more than 35 blocks away from the creeper, which is here. So if we are here and the creeper is over there again, he will just stand still. There will be no AI connected whatsoever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try it out. There will be no AI connected whatsoever. He won't do random walking or anything like that. So if we put ourselves in survival here and wait around for a bit, you will find out that absolutely nothing happens because he is out of range. In fact, that might happen. He will despawn after a little while. Alright, so that's the basics of it. Now, the thing is though, we also need to go through the basics of cats and creepers. So if I place a creeper here, he will run away from the cat. Okay? In this case, he ran all the way to there. If I place a creeper there, he will run away. If I place a creeper here, he will just leisurely ignore the cat. So we can count blocks here. How far away does the cats affect the creepers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks away. Okay. Now this works on the diagonal as well. If we open this here up, he will run away. He will run away. And he will run away. However, this fella here, he is stationary and won't budge. So how far do they run? Well, first of all, let's point out that it's this block that I've placed creepers on. That's as far away from the cat as we can come, while still maintaining the creeper. Okay, and I've made 20 tests here. These are the red blobs here, and they are where the creeper landed. So, in the smallest possible case, they will always, as far as I can tell, run away from the cat. Okay, so if he stands here, he will always run in any of these directions. Okay, they never ran towards the cat in any way, but they can run as little as 1 step, or in this case, he ran almost 16 steps. They can run on any diagonal, as you can see. So this is like the spread of where they will go. And I think they don't move more than 16 blocks from their original position. So I think this is probably very near the maximum of what they will move. So the last thing we need to know about creepers is that they can spawn in a less than 2 block tall space. So here we have a trapdoor, and he can spawn. Now if we have, on the other hand, a skeleton or a zombie or something like that, he will... well, we will be able to spawn him here. Let's see. We will be able to spawn the skeleton here in survival, but as you can see, his head was above... yeah, his head is above the the trapdoor is what I'm trying to say. So, in survival, he will not be able. The skeletons and zombies will not be able to spawn if you have a trapdoor like that. Now we can walk under here as well because we're not quite 2 meters tall either. So it's us and the creepers, guys. It's us and the creepers. I said before that if the player is more than 32 blocks away, the creeper won't move. But that's not entirely true. And I'm having trouble showing this now, of course. But if the player is... Well, basically you can see this happening even though I'm in creative mode. If the player is further than 32 blocks away, the creeper will still move from the cat. Okay? I tested this in my survival world on Lionheart, and it turns out that I was AFKing sort of 40 blocks away, and I had a camera account looking at the farm, and the creepers, sure enough, they fell down and they ran away from the cats anyway. I don't know the extent of the range, but of course the further you are away, the more likely they are as well to despawn. But if we do a lot of layers of this stuff, you can't be within range of all of the layers without also being too near, so within 24 blocks of some of the layers. So that's good to know. This farm will basically work even if you are further away than 32 blocks. Okay, so we had 6 blocks away from the cat. So if we put a cat in the middle of a spawning platform and build out 5 blocks plus a trapdoor, which is the sixth block, because potentially creepers could spawn right here on the edge, right? Oh, maybe. Anyway, trust me, they can. So if we build out 5 blocks, so a platform of 11 by 11, and we have trapdoors all around it, and then also have trapdoors on the other side. Even if we put a creeper here, it will take a little while for it to detect the cat, but eventually he will run off the platform, and here, and all the way around, right? So one go there. It's weird how it takes different amount of times, it seems to. I don't know if you saw this guy here. He moved away from the cat, but he only moved like 2 blocks. So that is also something that can happen. Yeah, so I think this is probably the optimal spawning platform. And the cool thing is we will need no redstone or anything like that to sort this out. All we need to do is put a cat on a chest. And when you put the cat down, well, when you get a cat in here in survival, he will naturally go and sit down on its chest. Don't trust that behavior, guys, okay? Because, whoops. Because after a while he'll go stroll up and walk around again. Have him sit there naturally, and then wait until he gets up to move, and then sit him down on the chest. Now the advantage of having him on the chest is twofold, actually. He's nearer the eye height of the creeper. If we go like this and spawn a creeper here, you can see that he obviously has an easier time seeing him if it's on the chest. The other good thing is, this cat will never move or be moved or budged by the creepers if he's on the chest. So as you can see here, I can't move him, unless of course I jump up on the chest, and creepers don't tend to do that. So yeah, wait around for this cat until he stands up, and then sit him down rapidly so that he's landing on the chest again. Okay, so far so good, guys. The last thing to consider here is this thing here. We do not want spiders in our mob farm, in our creeper farm. It's supposed to be a creeper only farm. Now spiders will need a 2x2 area to spawn. So if we make every other spot here unspawnable, will be fine, and the easiest way to do that is with carpet. So what you will have to do then is you will have to place carpet on every other block all throughout the farm, like this. The thing with this is it reduces the amount of spawnable spaces for your creepers as well, but if you don't do this you will have a pure hell of dealing with spiders as well. So in the end our spawning platform should look like this. And then on top of that, we need to remember the trapdoors in the roof. So we need to put them in as well. Okay, so this is what we end up with. We have a hole in the middle because otherwise the cat can't sit on the chest. And in point of fact, it's a little bit tricksy maybe to get the cats to sit in the first place. So what I did on my survival world on Lionheart SMP, go and check out those videos if you want to know in detail, right? But I removed a couple of trapdoors around here so that he could for sure get up. And once he got up by his own accord, then we were alright. So guys, we are here in a normal random survival world. I've lowered my render distance to 10 just to avoid any complications here. And also, if you're in a mob farm, it's usually a good idea to have your render distance set down a little bit, because then fewer random mobs will spawn outside of your farm. Of course, your mobs will still despawn if they're too far away, but you know, it's just makes things easier. So here's one platform up, very high up, and it's exactly the same as we saw it before. It's just that I've enclosed it in some light protection here. This is 24 blocks away from the start of the farm, and this is 32, and we can also go a bit further back here and check. That's 40, for instance. Okay, so these creeper farms, I should say this, these creeper farms will generate creepers quite slowly, and that is because the game will try to spawn all sorts of mobs. It's just that I can't find any other than the creeper 2 that will actually succeed. So it will have tons of failed spawns, but as you could see maybe when we went up here, we did have a little bit of gunpowder already. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do a little time lapse, maybe 10 minutes or so, and try and judge how many creepers fall to their demise. So that was about 7 minutes worth of AFKing and 19 creepers, amounting to well, between 19 and 40 or so gunpowder. And they're falling still. So that's not too shabby, to be honest. Like I said, these farms are not the fastest, but that's not bad, and this is only one platform as well. So now, guys, now we need to go and we need to find ourselves a good underwater location. And what I would recommend you do if you want to build this underwater is to find a underwater ravine, because then half of the stuff is already dug out for you. This one, for instance, goes down to Y. Well, that's pretty good. Y14, right? So we're almost there. Now the idea, in case you are unaware, the idea of building a farm down low, like this, is that if you look at the chunk borders, F3 and G, you can see some blue lines in them. And the blue lines represent sub-chunks. And when the game tries to spawn mobs, it starts from the bottom. And of course, if it doesn't have any blocks above a certain sub-chunks, it won't bother with them. So then it'll try and spawn all of the available mobs in this chunk, in this chunk I should say, instead of spreading them out over the entire Y field here. So if you want to build a farm down low, you have to clear out all of this stuff so that there are no solid blocks in between you and the sky, and then build the farm at the bottom of the world basically. And traditionally that has been the fastest way to make a creeper farm, I think. Exuma Void built one like that, Mango recommended us building one like that in 1.12, and so on and so forth. So it's a fair bit of digging, but with the help of the ravine it's kind of halved, which is kind of nice. Also the water will not be part of the sub-chunks as far as I can tell. Oh, my potion is gone. So you don't need to clear the water for the reason that you need sky access. But part of what we're measuring here is got to do with these here fellers. Do these fellers influence the creeper farm? That's what we want to find out. Anyway guys, let me set up some stuff here. And oh, I should say this, if you want to build this farm underwater and at the bottom of the world, you need around a chunk's worth of space. So start with that and see where you go. Anyway, let me set some stuff up here, and we'll try this farm out down low as well. Alright guys, so I think we have this set up here now. I actually emptied the entirety here, all the way up to the surface here. I placed barrier blocks here so that the water won't interfere. You would have to place something else if you want to do this. So this is the first test, and this is what it would be like before. Yeah, as in before the water had any sort of effect on what we're doing now. And yeah, it's the same setup. We are completely within the first or lowest sub-chunk of this chunk. So that's the thing, and we're gonna be somewhere over here and do a similar time-lapse to the last one, guys. Well guys, what do you know? Only 4 creepers in this farm. Oh, I've broken it as well. That is quite unexpected, guys. I didn't expect it to be quite that low. In fact, it was so low, guys, that I had to. I felt I had to go into spectator mode and have a little look. And sure enough, there are plenty of caves. There are mobs in the caves. There's creepers in the caves. All the creepers are not where they're meant to be. I mean, look at that. The entire place is full of mobs here. So of course, if you light this up, it'll be a completely different story, as in if you light all the caves up. But I reckon you won't get much further than duplicating or doubling or something like that. Maybe you'll reach the 20 odd that you get from the farm upstairs, that is high up in the air. But I don't think it's going to be much better than that. And it's a lot of work lighting up all the caves around here, so I think the conclusion is fairly straightforward here. Build your farm as high up as you can. use this layout for a layer, and put a cat in the middle there on a box, and then the additional benefit is if you build it up high, you can build as many layers as you want, okay? As many layers as you want. You won't have a problem with killing them quickly or anything like that. You can just drop them down, and I think that will be the best creeper farm you can hope for. In point of fact, guys, I think you should check my channel out, or keep your eye out on my channel for a tutorial for a farm just like that in the very near future. I will show it to you block by block, and I will also show it to you in action and talk about the rates and things like that that you tend to do in mob farms. So, but anyway, guys, until then, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!